Hello. Why must women cover their glory? Why do women go get their hair done? So they can entice men. You're going to tell me that a woman that flares her hair doesn't attract you? Doesn't entice you? You're a liar. So they do it to attract you. Do it to make you stumble. That's why they must cover their glory. They defile their head, who is man. A woman goes from her dad to her husband. Any woman claiming independence claims separation from God. That's why a woman must cover her glory. That's why a woman must cover her head. The YouTube algorithm is a monopoly. They only pick the best videos, the best this, the best that. So no one like me or anyone starting out could make millions or do anything, or I mean, that's not the purpose and reason of these videos, but the truth must be revealed. The truth is the sword. The sword hurts. It's a piercing, rebuking of all demons. And we're not here to interpret the word. It was given. If you say beat your child, that means beat your child. If it says eye for an eye, that means eye for an eye. If it says that Christ did not come here to abolish the laws, he came here to fulfill them, and until he comes back, they're not fulfilled. That's exactly what the fuck it means. It's not fulfilled. And yes, when he says you vipers, he's swearing. Christ is the most vulgar man you'll ever meet. And when they say, what's my interpretation of the Bible? I've never read the fucking Bible. Go shove that piece of shit up your ass. Never read it, never will. And that denomination, where there's all separation in all the churches. The church is the body. The body is the temple. The temple is the gathering. If the body is flesh and blood, and you can't get tattoos and piercings and all these things, then how do you stop time? Time itself destroys the body, does it not? How do you live on a world that revolves around time? How ignorant are you? Doubt is the deception of a fool, and the denomination means demon nation, means the gathering of all the churches are demonic. They don't preach the word. Which woman in that church covers her head? None of them. Which woman in that church isn't scorned because her has short hair? Every woman that does not have hair below her ass has short hair. Yes, this topic is very, very... hits the button with me. A woman must always cover her head. Her glory is her prized possession of who she is and what she is. It's not her body, her figure. She must be modest and be in a square dress, always. Yeah, and when shit hits the fan, how are they going to wear a dress? They're not going to be able to, but you know what? I don't think anybody's going to be worrying about that when you're dead. You know. So, they'll say, God will forgive me. No. God only calls his children. And then your heart of stone is turned into flesh. And then you'll see the truth. You'll know the truth. Your eyes will be opened to the reality of what's going on. Women, cover your head. Be meek, be modest, obey man, and that's the only way you can submit to God. How does man submit? He submits to God. He doesn't submit to man. Oh, you're going to say, well, Christ washed the feet of his disciples. Well, it's to show his servitude to God, not his servitude to man. He was obeying what God commanded him to do. Just like Moses went and raped and pillaged and destroyed people. Why was he allowed to murder? Why was he allowed to rape and destroy and murder and steal and kill? You guys who read the Bible and try to interpret it in your own way is wrong. If you read it, that means exactly what it says. You can only be converted by instinctively knowing what is in the Bible without knowing it or reading it. A man on an island who has never known religion can know God. Period. That's where that urge, that yearning, that burning inside of you to fulfill it with your McDonald's and your books and your knowledge and your women and everything else. And the women who are prideful and want to be boastful and want to usurp man and teach and preach, and that's all satanic. Satan says you will be as God, knowing good and evil, not doing good and evil. The Spirit that has filled you guides you, guards you, and protects you. A remnant will find the narrow path. Be spiritually prepared for the world ahead. Women, cover your head, be modest, meek, and obey the man. Because you are created for man, from man. You're not a wife mate. Mate means best friend. Men, stop listening to women. That's how you were kicked out of the garden in the first place. Because you obeyed woman. Because you listened to what they said. Because you wavered to suggestion and ate the fucking fruit. Who cares if they say, oh, well, you're not going to get any. Really? Really? A man should never submit to a woman or man for any reason, under any circumstance, for any condition. This is what's wrong with the world. This is why the world is upside down. This is why from the 1900s every law that's ever been created has been individualized and separate from God. The second the women stopped wearing dresses and head covers and they preached the streets naked, burning their bras for rights, is more twisted than Adolf Hitler himself. Meekness means unprotesting, easily imposed on, submissive. God says meek will inherit the earth. Men are meek, unprotesting to God, because their only commander is God. Men listen to God. So men are meek to God. So we're unprotesting to God. We're easily imposed on from God. Women have no meekness left. They want to be man. They want to have that authority, and men push it aside for lust. You've lost your minds.